In 1956, Father Noiret and young Jacques perform their daily chores in their church in Tarascon, France. While investigating a disturbance, Noiret is raised into the air, set on fire, and burned to death before a terrified Jacques, who then flees. 4 years following the events at Saint Cartha's monastery, Sister Irene now serves in a convent in Italy. Maurice works at a boarding school in France, where he has befriended a young Irish student named Sophie and her teacher and mother, Kate. Irene has a vision of Maurice asking her to save him. She is dispatched by the Cardinal to investigate a series of deaths across Europe, attributed to the demon Valak due to her previous experience with the demon. She travels to Tarascon with Sister Debra, a young novice who expresses her difficulty in accepting miracles, such as the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Meanwhile, a delivery girl witnesses Valak talking to a possessed Maurice before Valak kills her. In Tarascon, Irene is haunted by Valak and has a strange vision. Sister Debra tells Irene that she received Noiret's rosary from Jacques. At school, Sophie is bullied by classmates and locked in the deconsecrated, sealed-off chapel. The bully points out the goat on the stained glass window, claiming the devil appears when the sun shines through and turns the goat's eyes red. One night, the headmistress encounters a sleepwalking Maurice and is killed by Valak in the guise of her deceased son. Irene and Debra travel to the Palais des Papes and meet with a librarian. He explains that Valak was an angel rejected by God, and the emblem on Noiret's rosary is the family crest of Saint Lucy, who was martyred by a pagan. Though she was set on fire, she miraculously did not burn. Her eyes were gouged out, but her family recovered them. The librarian suggests the demon is killing St. Lucy's descendants because it wants this powerful relic, last known to be stored in a former monastery turned winery. The winery then became the present-day boarding school. At the school, Irene and Debra face off against a fully possessed Maurice. Sophie shows the women the stained glass goat in the chapel, and they use a flashlight to make its eyes glow red. The red light acts as a laser-like pointer, pointing to where the eyes of St. Lucy are buried. Irene finds the relic and the stained glass goat vanishes, reappearing in real life as a demonic creature. As the goat attacks the students, Maurice attacks Irene, chases Sophie, and causes the bell tower to collapse. Debra admits to Irene that she now has faith. Irene uses the relic against Maurice, but he grabs it, causing Valak to appear. Similar to Father Noiret, Valak lifts Irene in the air and sets her ablaze. Irene does not burn, as Valak realizes she is a descendant of Saint Lucy, able to harness the same power associated with the relic. Irene and Debra pray the words of institution, as the old barrels of wine in the room become the blood of Christ, banishing the demon. With Valak gone, Irene and Debra manage to free Maurice of possession and save his life. The next morning, Irene leads Maurice outside and helps him to regain his senses. However, she becomes concerned as she watches him going with Sophie and Kate inside.